All right, so round two. So I had no idea that seems like the sound wasn't acting too friendly. I'm gonna give it a few seconds so I can see if you guys can hear me. I'm not sure what was going on, but we shall see. The topic of this live stream is forgetting forgetting about the power of the schedule. All right, so I want to wait until someone is watching so I can make sure that I can be heard. Um, See if I'm able to share and get someone on. My apologies if you're watching this right now and you are fine and you're just waiting on things to start because I don't know. Wait a minute. Oh man, now I'm really screwed up because now I have. There we go. Okay. All right, James Harvey, thanks so much for hanging out. Can you tell me if you can hear my voice? I need to find out if I can be heard before I start. All right, I got two people. I'm not sure who the second person is here, but tell me if you can hear my voice. Tennille Martin, thanks so much for hanging out. Ernest, thanks for hanging out. Can you guys hear me? Just give me a thumbs up, give me a yes, give me a hurry the hell up, bro. Give me a Natalie, can you hear me? Great. Natalie, all right, so I need to do like a prize for you. I got to figure out some kind of prize for you being the first one. So what's up, y'all? I guess we can get it right this time. I started off with a live stream a few minutes ago talking about forgetting. Thanks, Ernest. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for a few minutes. Forgetting about the power of the schedule. I was pretty delighted this morning. I'm gonna wind up taking you guys on a walk too. We're gonna take a little hike together in a few minutes. So I was pretty delighted this morning. Had a big smile on my face about 30 minutes ago, as one of my baby girls, Aria, gave me a call this morning as she's preparing for 6th grade. Can y'all believe that? 6th grade, y'all. I mean, like, I was thinking about it this morning, right? I was thinking about what's my nickname for her. Everybody has their nickname, and I was like, yeah, my nickname for her has always been baby girl. And I'm like, she's 11 now, and I'm like, oh man, is this getting ready to slip through my grips now where I can't call her baby girl anymore because she's too old and she's embarrassed? And then I had my moment. So, but anyway, good morning. How you doing? Good morning. So I had a huge smile on my face this morning. See my folk there. Just good neighbors in the neighborhood. Good moment this morning. Big smile on my face because she called me in order to tell me how proud of herself she was, because she got up and she wrote out a schedule today for herself. And the thing I so appreciated was everything that was on the list that she told me. It was about maybe 4 or 5 things. And I made the cut. Proud to tell you, I made the cut as far as being on her first scheduling to-do list. Called Dad. But everything that was on the list, man, I'm gonna have super, super huge. I don't know if y'all can look at this hill, y'all, that I'm about to climb. Like, that's not even the angle of the camera. That joint literally goes like straight up. Rah, doing lunges on the hill. So she tells me about her to-do list, and one is like, to take a shower, and she's like, I don't know why I wrote that on there. I'm cracking up. The other is to do something else, like to prepare her food. Then the next thing had something to do with, I was really proud because it was something that didn't have to do with her. It was helping someone else. And then I was number 4 on the list. So she happened to tell me this at the same time while I was working on my schedule for the day, and just in general, my content schedule particularly, which I'll be telling you guys more about in a few minutes. And so I had a reminder this morning, which got me into my flow as far as working on my schedule. And then she gave me a reminder as she had her very first time of writing out a schedule, and it just really touched me. It was really special. So at that point, I tell her how proud I am, and then we talk for a few, and then I get back to what I'm doing, and I think about how do I understand the power of the schedule, and how do I so often forget? How do we understand the power of scheduling and yet so often forget? And who am I to speak about this? Well, due to Mom Dukes, Cheryl Lawson, if she comes back on this chat, everybody say hi to Cheryl. She helped out in my childhood upbringing really strongly from the perspective of understanding organization, understanding how to plan, how to take action and be mature in that way. So it's been something that's been a strong trait for my whole life, and I've been applying it. And I wanted to tell you guys about one of the most major places where I applied this in my life, had the greatest impact. Between 2010 and 2014, I took my own personal business and grew the business from 10,000 a year to 130,000 a year in 4 years. And when I look at what that was due to, it came down to one thing, and that was scheduling. Nothing just happens by itself. I don't care what you're hacking away at. Nothing just happens with a bunch of random actions thrown at it. It just won't happen that way. You'll get all kinds of results that go in wildly different directions. You won't be able to read your data properly to be able to understand what to do next. And I'm not speaking, even though I'm using these terms, I'm not so much just speaking about it from a business perspective. Like, I'm just speaking in general, from a life perspective. You can really apply this to anything. You could apply it to spending more time with your family, or you could apply it to building your multi-million-dollar business. The only reason why the business grew from 10 to 130 was because of my understanding about the power of scheduling. So those of you all that are musicians, you'll immediately understand why this next example is pretty interesting. And I think even equally for people who aren't musicians. At one point in time between 2012 and 2014, I was releasing an album a week, every week for 2 years. If you think I'm lying, type in Fruition Music on YouTube. There's over 2,000 videos on YouTube. Over 2,000 videos on that channel. And that was due to me releasing an album a week. Sorry, let me get this tripod right. I was releasing an album a week, and hey, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm hitting buttons again. Can you guys still hear me? I just want to make sure. What's up, Eddie? How's it going, bro? Hope all is well in your world. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me position this thing right. All right, I think that's good. So, I'm releasing an album a week. I'm releasing 9 products a week. I'm releasing a newsletter to 10,000 people every week. No spam. No spam at all. All pure, useful material and people who really care. So, that took me some places. And so I just want to help us to remember, as I help myself remember, as my baby girl helps me to remember in making her cut for her to-do list. The thing is, nothing happens just by itself. Everything takes preparation. And even in the smallest way, whatever you're trying to achieve, if you just put in your schedule, everybody complains about time. It's always that we don't have enough time. All of us are guilty of saying that over and over and over and over. And I feel like we give that way too much credit, actually. Because the truth of the matter is, somebody said this to me before. I've been told this several times as I had to remember it myself. The problem isn't time. We make time for the things that we actually care about the most. And that's just what it is. Everybody's guilty of that. We make time for the things that we actually prioritize the highest on our list. And that's consciously, intentionally, and subconsciously. Even the person that's not focusing any of their time properly is prioritizing. What's up, Darren? What's up, Eddie? What's up, everybody, for hanging out? Let me know if I'm still good here. Had some audio issues earlier. But we make time for what's important to us. So 9 times out of 10, I'm willing to bet the house. Hey, La, good to see you. How do you pronounce your name? Is it L.A. Young or is it La Young? In my mind, I'll always call you L.A. Young because but it's probably La. Anyway. How you doing this morning? Don't mind me. But nothing happens, just by happenstance in that way. So the thing is, I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10, I'm willing to bet the house that that there's something in your life, some situation in your life where you're not successful in it in the way that you would like to. And I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10, it's just because you forgot the power of schedule. You forgot the power of intentionally setting aside this time to focus on this or to do that or to allow yourself time to do this or that, And so all of us have overwhelming lives. I know I sure do. Trying to uphold everything and keep it moving, in a society where, in a country where when we have a president that is like, that could just go in so many different directions. And it's still no excuse. Still no excuse at all. You still have to be completely in charge of your own life. You still have to understand the power of scheduling so that you can get things done incrementally. Here's a couple bullet point rundowns of why it's so important. So I built the business from 10 to 130 in 4 years because I had a schedule where every day for a couple hours I was doing the same thing rigorously, 7 days a week, and it would start over. Never missed a beat. But here's the beautiful part. It helped in that way because you have something to be accountable for and you can see your path clearly. But even when I did miss the mark and miss the beat and fall off track, I was able to gauge exactly where I was in the process much better, which helped me to not only get back on track, but the most important thing was here. It kept my heart in it. It kept me motivated. It kept me every day looking forward to it because I knew exactly where I was, what I was doing, and the direction I had to go. I promise you, you will meet your you will actually do things in a much better time frame if you set deadlines, if you schedule. Because then you'll notice that a project that you have planned, whether it be something you're doing in your house or spending time with your family, in a month's time. What's up, Brian? How you doing today, buddy? In a month's time, you'll notice that even if you missed your deadlines, you were so much closer because you had a frame of reference. It literally helps out in that way. The other thing, which I think is probably the most important aspect of the equation, is how it keeps your vibe in it. It keeps your spirits lifted. When you feel like you've had a success, a very small success, you'd be surprised how, for years, what I would do is I would take a schedule and I would write out 15 minutes or 20 minutes for a particular task. And I would put a little check mark beside it when I was done in that 15 minutes. I can't tell you what it did for just my energy, just my overall energy, because I felt a sense of accomplishment. And for a human being to continue on, we need to feel a sense of accomplishments. Now, the wind is kind of blowing. You guys might be getting some wind noise because I don't have a wind screen on my thing, so apologies. Feels really good, but it might sound terrible. But anyway, so just remembering that and just understanding how that really benefits your equation. Taking in small doses. Just set aside 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Write it out. I still write. Does anybody still write? My handwriting sucks because I don't write as much. But I still write when it comes to planning. It's so hard for me to get used to a digital planner, and I'm used to digital everything. But digital planner for me, for some reason, it just it doesn't have that organic feel. I need to scratch shit out on my paper. Like I need to be able to just say that was messed. Like that's terrible. That's wrong, and scratch it out. I need to be able to draw smiley faces next to things that I really feel good about. You know, next to ideas or aspects of my plan that I'm super excited about. I need to be able to underline. Like you ever have an idea that like you know is amazing. Those of y'all that are writers, and you write it down and you realize more and more how good that idea is, and you go back and you trace over it and underline it. Like, I feel like these are the things that we miss at times, you know, with our media, our digital aspect. And that's a whole other conversation because it all benefits. The balance is key. So, but anyway, speaking of balance, schedule. Just schedule something. Take one thing, make it more intentional in your life every day. And I'll do the same. We'll do it together. So I didn't do Mood Mondays this past Monday. And if you guys have been tuning in, then you know that. If you haven't, if you don't know now, you know. Every Monday, 7:30 a.m. Wink. You know you gotta keep your. What is you supposed to do when you lie? Keep your fingers crossed behind your back or something like that. So the inside joke is that it's definitely 7:30. That I've had times when it hasn't been recently. Why? Shit happens. Life. We all know about it. So, but my goal is to stay on point at least doing it in the morning every Monday morning. So those of you all that have been tuning in, you might have noticed that I didn't do that. I missed it. Got a great excuse. Can't let the total cat out the bag just yet. But later on today, I'm going to do a live stream. And this is a reason for you to tune in. Because when I tell you all what I was doing during that time and what came out of it, I believe it's going to grab your heart. I believe it's going to just compel you toward connection and love. The most I'll give away is that it's a humanitarian. I was doing humanitarian work. As a secular humanist, I was doing humanitarian work. And so, yeah, I got a really good excuse. So come back later, and I'm just going to title the video, I Missed Mood Mondays, Here's Why. And just tune in. It's going to be amazing. So with that, like I said, I'm working on my schedule, and this whole thing came up as I'm planning out my schedule. And just to tell you guys this, and then I'll get on out your way. Hope you have a great day today. Drop a line. Let me know how you're doing this morning. Thanks, Caroline, or Carolyn. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, for hanging out. Russell, thanks for hanging out. Alfred, La Young. You never told me how to pronounce it, La. Is it L-A or La? Darren, thanks for hanging out. Eddie, how you doing, man? How's the music coming? Whitney Chase, thanks for hanging out. Love the name. Cola Nelson. So thank you guys for hanging out. I'm interested to know how you're doing. Sorry if I missed anyone. It's a lot of names here. And what I was saying is that, you know, my content schedule is what I was working on. So I think I'm getting ready to change my YouTube channel name. What's up, Mike Brown? How's Anita doing? How you and Anita doing, brother? I think I'm getting ready to change my YouTube channel name from Aaron Hill's World to Aaron Hill TV, I believe. What I'm doing now is pretty much like a television network with my entire brand. And so what I have to bring to everyone is the content schedule so that you guys can know Monday through Monday, probably because that's just how I am. You know, I'm just, yeah, I love being able to connect with people and continue to make the world a better place, one experience at a time by sharing with people. You know, Monday through Monday, you'll know when to tune into what. I have a piano show. I've got a show for musicians for practice and connection and online shed. I've got Mood Mondays. I've got the podcast. Philosophical Fridays is about to begin. I'm going to say this week, tune into my anchor station, anchor.fm/Aaron Hill, Philosophical Fridays. We're getting ready to go on a journey and talk about some other things that are a part of my life and have been a part of my life or going on with my life for a while that I want to share, talk about, educate, debate about, like the whole nine. So, you know, you got that. Gems. I got a Gems broadcast um, that's coming out later, probably tomorrow, and that's something every week. Been having great conversations with people, great building sessions where I've been able to offer my advice and ideas, where we've been able to converse about things and is giving everyone my science gems. So you got that. I've got shows related to business advice for creative entrepreneurs in general, as well as artists and musicians. But it doesn't matter what field you're in. I've got product reviews, like the whole nine. So that's why I need to get back on my schedule game. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I've been rambling and rambling, so I'm gonna stop now. I hope that something that I said was useful and helpful. Please share the video, with anybody else who could benefit from the same information. Tune into my live stream later today. I promise you, it will be worth the few minutes of your time. I promise you, it will. And look out for the other content that I have coming. We did the Vegan Fest, Vegan Soul Fest. Shout out to Naja Wright. Shout out to Land of Kush and Greg and everybody else that was a part of that experience. And I've got a vlog coming out today, and it's fun. It gives you a whole overview over the Vegan Fest. I was able to connect with some new friends, interview them about their products and services, promote their brands. We played some music. We ate some great food. The people were beautiful. The sun was shining. Baltimore was just in true love mode, and it was just great. So tune into my vlog later. Love you guys. Drop a line. Please let me know how you're doing so that I can respond and just say hello. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Peace. Have a prosperous day. Make that schedule start today.